Professor Ganesh Ramakrishnan is here to attend the AI Impact Summit. He leads BharatGen as a representative of IIT Mumbai. So let's speak to him about the project and how it is taking shape. What are the primary objectives and goals of BharatGen?
The primary goal of BharatGen is to create a strong ecosystem in the country where we start looking at generative AI, large language models as glass boxes, so that the bricks, right, the bricks that are required to create this ecosystem are, from education point of view, from engineering point of view and research point of view, well oiled. Right? For example, we released a 17 million parameter mixture of expert Param foundational model, Param 2, in 22 Indian languages, which of course includes Tamil, and Tamil is my mother tongue. However, now while Tamil is my mother tongue, my Tamil has a Malayalam background because I was born in Palakkad. What we have also done in our foundational model is both the text foundational as well as the speech models is exploited a lot of or leveraged a lot of Indian language commonality. For example, the speech model, the text to speech model is based on phonetic similarity of Indian languages. So whether I speak Palakkad Tamil or Chennai Tamil, you'll find a lot of phonetic similarity. In fact, for that matter, even Malayalam. So making this completely cross-lingual and making it faithful to India. So Indian context, Indian data, and as I said, Indian ecosystem, right? Partnering with vendors who source data, 5 different vendors initially for speech data, and now we have created a strong pipeline for speech data at pin code level. This again requires to ensure that there is data provenance. Provenance means you are able to understand where the data came from, whether there was a duplicate. This is also part of sovereignty. The more there is transparency, the more there is sovereignty. So we as BharatGen, with a consortium of 9 academic institutions, are trying to build this ecosystem for the country. We have released models and we are trying to create that sovereignty as a process in the DNA.
So can we say BharatGen will be the foundation for India's own AI progress and innovation?
Yes, sir. BharatGen, both as foundational models, as recipes, as well as the ecosystem, we have close to 60 full-time engineers, because it's run as a Section 8 company based out of IIT Bombay, with IndiaAI Mission representation in that. We are funded by the Department of Science and Technology and IndiaAI Mission to the overall tune of more than 1,235 crores. Right? So that way, whole of government, whole of nation approach. We have 9 academic institutions, including IIT Madras. Professor Kamakoti has been a big champion of what we have been doing. So the substratum here is, the more we have visibility, and I know observability is another technical word used, into the entire stack, the more there can be attribution. Honorable Prime Minister on 8th Jan, when we met him, he said, how do you bring more Indian thought process in the entire AI stack itself? How do you bring observability, attribution? So all that is also part of what we are referring to as a sovereign ecosystem. So this, yes, you're spot on. This will be that substratum.
Okay. So as we move on, you are building the foundation now. As we progress further, how will this help, say, Indian companies and applications specific to India to be more effective?
So a classic example here is our collaboration with Amrita Hospitals. I mean, I was here in this panel discussion some time back, and the Amrita, for example, they have built this very beautiful stack, right, for electronic medical health records. State of the art. We work with them on MedSum, right, from going to speech to text to summary, while having patient privacy, patient consent as the pivot. Right? So this, you can see, is working with Amrita's state-of-the-art EMR system, bringing MedSum powered by BharatGen for the generative AI component. The same thing we are doing with several state governments, with financial institutions, with ministries, lots of for-profit institutions as well. I think The idea is building deep tech for India.
So,
In collaboration. Co-design is very key here. With Amrita, it has been an amazing co-design principle.
yeah, but you also mentioned about governments, state governments, etc. How will this help to rapidly adopt AI for public services for the benefit of the larger public?
Governance, the ease of navigation through the government records, regulations, making them conversational, looking at longitudinal data to ease the citizen grievance. Also, from the governance perspective, at the back end, being able to bring provenance into the entire drafting. If you have to draft something new, I mean, that's a very interesting example the Chief Secretary of Maharashtra was giving. If I draft something new, I should know how does it relate to all the previous drafts that exist. So both from the government perspective as well as the people perspective, we are working with state governments.
So one little question about comparison. How does the work in India compare to that of other countries, maybe say some developed countries like the US or European countries? Are we also at par with them in adopting AI in terms of public service?
All I can say is, again going back to Honorable Prime Minister's statement in our interaction with him on 8 Jan, he made a very profound point that Indians have not been scared of AI. I think we must acknowledge this, a very big strength. Right, the credit goes to all the Indians. We weren't scared. I mean, that's how UPI happened, because we weren't scared, right? And you see the big game changer it was. How do you turn this fact into an advantage? Instead of just becoming consumers, Indians have to become also producers of technology. That is the whole idea. That's why the ecosystem point comes up. So, coming back, where are we? Our models, we profile against global benchmarks. Yes. In the same league of parameters, we made a presentation yesterday. We are actually doing very well. Our Param 17 billion is doing very well. Our speech models, text-to-speech models, like completely state of the art. So we'll benchmark. However, we have to also understand that benchmarks, today certain benchmarks exist. We are also evolving our own benchmarks because Indian languages are not very well represented in the benchmarks. So that is one aspect, assessment with respect to benchmarks, where we need to move the frontiers of benchmarks as well as our models, and we are doing that constantly. We are certainly very cutting edge. Architecture-wise, sometimes we are late in certain areas, but that late mover also has an advantage because we learn from others and avoid some of those traps. Our runway obviously is to 1 trillion parameter models. That's the IndiaAI Mission's mandate to us, right? So we are, lot more is going to happen, lot more is going to be unveiled. A second point is quality. One is, how good are we in terms of numbers, which I answered. But the other, quality reflects only in partnerships. India, I think, is a place where we can work together, and 1 + 1 can become 11. Right? So that's why I talked about co-design. We should learn from China the fact that many good innovations in China have come from co-design. We can do it very differently.
Finally, one short question about the support infrastructure, the data center and the semiconductor capability that we require. So are we also up to speed on those areas?
I think there is a lot of work happening, good intention. I mean, for example, there was an announcement today, L&T and NVIDIA, right? I mean, I think the National Semiconductor Mission has been moving very fast. National Supercomputing Mission also, I think, has been trying to facilitate the ecosystem. And it's so encouraging to see some of these big players rising up to this occasion. From BharatGen, what we are willing to offer, right, to this ecosystem is our workload. Because when we build large models, that workload, the footprint we create, the logs we create can be very effective for better design. And any sovereign player, we are very happy to partner with them to make this happen for India.
The artificial intelligence space in India is buzzing, and the AI Impact Summit is a proof of the optimism that we see, and we just heard from Professor Ganesh. This is Ganapati Subramaniam signing off for the Federal from the Sushma Swaraj Bhavan, New Delhi.